Please make sure you follow us on Facebook, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, hit the bell to activate notifications that will remind you when we're on. Please be sure to leave us a comment to let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear from you.
Hello everyone, this is Glenn Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families. We are live, James.
It looks that way. Waiting for the commercial, but I guess it's not coming through.
Stand by.
So as we normally do, we just move on.
Yes,
we move on. But how are you today, Glenn?
I am good, sir.
Every week, and I'm gonna keep on asking.
I am good. I am good.
Excellent.
Other things. We got our new. First of all, we had difficulties last week.
Absolutely, we did.
Some technical difficulties that we was going to try to do it anyway, but it just didn't. We don't want to put ourselves as unprofessional.
No.
So we realized that it won't happen. We just took it down, and then we got it regrouped again. It was way beyond the time, so it's like, all right, you know what?
Yeah. We'll scrub it.
Scrub it. Start all over again.
Come back to it. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we are back live.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away, James. Take it away.
Well, I would like to wish our viewers a happy, warm Thursday. Today is the 16th.
The 16th of
June 16th. So I think I'd like to start making sure I say something to all our birthday June babies.
Oh, yeah.
And say happy birthday to all of our June birthday babies. So if you had a birthday or if you're going to have one in the month of June, let us know and we'll certainly give you a shout out. But for the rest of our viewers, we welcome you aboard.
Yes, I want to wish a happy birthday to my mom.
Okay.
She was born June 13th.
Yeah.
She would have been 91 years old.
Wow.
Monday.
Wow. That's awesome.
She passed away.
Mm-hmm.
She transitioned a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to say, we miss you, Mom. We love you.
Yeah. And my dad had a birthday. He was on June 5th, so he turned 90.
Oh, wow.
So we're right there.
Yes.
Parents about close to being the same
well,
age.
we were.
And then we're a month apart.
A month apart.
Yeah, so we're all good, though. We're all good.
Yes.
So welcome aboard. And again, we thank all of our viewers for following us. I ran into one of our voyeurs yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who was it?
It was Tim. And we're going to give a shout out to Tim if he doesn't want to.
Tim, which Tim?
It used to be one of our monitors.
Oh, cool. Where you see him at?
At the mobile. So,
okay.
So we're going to give a shout out to Tim. Let you know we saw you yesterday and we appreciate you for watching. He let us know he watches every week. So
okay.
Like,
wow, Tim.
So
we didn't know that.
That's another one of our viewers that we don't get to see a lot of.
Yes.
So we want to hear from our viewers. Just say something. Go ahead and tag us in the chat.
Yes.
And even if you just put your name, just your first name, that's fine. We'll give a shout out to you. And there's a couple of shout outs we want to give right now. to the Ritchie law firm, I believe. Ritchie law firm. I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly, but Ritchie law firm. And Glenn, you want to talk about them?
Yes, Ritchie Law Firm, they sponsored us for the month of June for Father's Day. They were selected, and they gave us $1,000 check. I think they got a commercial coming up in a few minutes. They gave us $1,000 check, and they're going to be doing a commercial with us that we taped a few months ago, all through the month of June.
Okay.
And so it'll be on TV. I think it's WTVD. Yeah, WTVD. And it's going to be on. It's been ready all month. We're getting a lot of calls about it. So we talked about, we had 1 minute to do a commercial. That's it right there. Ritchie Law Firm, I want to give a shout out to them. They gave us $1,000 donation.
Thank you so much for
and we really appreciate that you supporting us
and selecting us.
Selecting us
for that donation.
For Father's Day, because we're Father's Day program.
Right.
So again, we want to shout out to Ritchie Law Firm. Thanks again for your contribution, for what you gave to us.
Yes.
Great.
And then I'm not I don't direct traffic when it comes to the money, but it might get a little bit of play with Dads at a Distance.
Yes. What do you mean?
For books.
Oh, yes.
Donations.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not saying all of it, but
yes. We're going to send some of those. Yeah. So some of those fathers are going to get some. Dads at a Distance is going to get some of those money that's going to be spent on buying books and sending them to the incarcerated fathers.
Sure.
We got access to over 1,500. So keep those donations coming in. We really appreciate them, and we're gonna get those books into the hands of the fathers.
Absolutely.
And actually, James, we're gonna be launching our Dads at a Distance Unlimited, which is another. It's gonna be there. It's one more thing that we're adding to the table. It's Dads at a Distance, but it's also unlimited because we're coming up with programs and ways that we can get into any prison. So any prison call us to want to get in, we got a way to get in.
Yeah.
Either through Zoom, through in person, through the books, through self-study.
Yes.
We're figuring out a way, and our job is to get in the prison, get these books into the hands of the inmates, as well as getting classes in.
Yeah.
So we met again with Sheriff John Baker yesterday. He signed 10 books.
Right, he did.
And we're going to be distributing those books in the next few weeks. We're going to be doing some stuff with him where we're going to be going to the jail in person. Once a week. That's coming soon. We're going to be starting, I think it's on Tuesday, from 1 to 3. We're going to be in the Wake County Jail.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so we're making some strides with our Dads at a Distance initiative.
Yeah.
And so we get these books in his hands, and so we're excited about that.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to 𝗙𝗔𝗧𝗛𝗏 Gorham. We saw you, and we thank you for watching. And we're going to change your title. I understand you had some activity over the weekend and last week. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, we've been sitting on this for a while. I hadn't really shared it with anybody. God's View Seminary and University has contacted me back in December of last year and said they heard about what we was doing with Fathers Forever, and they love it, and they've been tracking us for a while, and they wanted to offer me an honorary doctorate degree. So I kind of pushed back a little bit and didn't really want to, didn't know what it was about, and so after a couple of months, I kind of looked into it a little bit more, and we kept looking into it and it kept building, and we finally accepted the opportunity. It's a gracious opportunity, and so for the last 3 months, we've been really, really working with them, and then for the last month, we were having dress rehearsal for the Zoom class. That's been really taxing on our time, but it was really, really good.
There's a picture of Zoom there.
Yeah, and as of Thursday of last week, we actually Friday we had the graduation. Of last week we had the graduation, and I officially became Dr. Glenn Warner.
So now we can put up Dr. Glenn Warren.
Yes, it's official now,
It's
and
official.
I'm excited about what I'm going to be doing with them,
Mhm.
with the university and the seminar.
Right.
They got a PhD program, they got a master's program,
Mhm.
they got an honorary program. They got a lot of things going on.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so I'll be working with one of the other facilitators as a facilitator, and also working with the fatherhood program.
Perfect.
So I got to meet with them coming up real soon. I'm very excited about the opportunity to now to go this, and this is a global.
Mhm.
They are global, so we're about to be, now global. We really got to hit the global now. So
Stepping it up.
at the graduation day, we had some people from Nigeria there, from Africa there. We had a lot of our graduating class was from not just states in the United States,
Yeah, outside.
but countries.
Yeah. Mhm.
We had a lot of, so I'm very excited about the opportunity to be able to expand the fatherhood ever now globally.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be really, really
We're
exciting.
not only on the map, we're on the global
Yeah, on the
map.
global map now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really super, super excited about that.
Perfect.
I've been wanting to share this for a while, but I was holding on to it until
Now-
it was official. Now
we
it's
should have dressed you up for the broadcast.
I could have given my But yeah, I have fun putting on the what was it called? The
Your robe.
what is it called?
We're
I can't pronounce it.
we're tagging our
What was it
production
called?
crew.
What was it called?
Regalia.
What?
Regalia.
Regalia?
Regalia.
Yeah, regalia. Yeah, regalia. So we had on the regalia with the. Anyway, I was very excited about that.
We want to shout out to Regina. Oh, I'm sorry. Reginald.
Yes, this
Crimin.
pastor friend of mine
Okay.
and Fayetteville, North Carolina, him and his wife Sean. Yes, we really. I owe him a speaking engagement. He wanted me to come and speak at his fatherhood thing Saturday, but we had to finish up the conference for the graduation. So last week was a busy weekend. We graduated Friday, and actually we had a class Thursday night. Graduated Friday, and then we had classes Friday afternoon, and then I had to do presentation Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon.
Wow.
So we were real busy.
Okay.
And
we got one more shout out, and that's going to be for Rose and Lee Company. Rose and Lee Company.
Rose and Lee Company, yes, they gave us a donation of $678, I believe it was.
Right.
We want to shout out to them. Apparently, it was a fundraiser for us. They raised money for us,
Okay.
And so we're gonna get those.
Go to the books.
You go to the books and
All
get those
right.
in the hands of the inmates, and so we just added 30 more books to the account. And so,
Wow.
if your church or your organization want to make a donation to these books, again, I keep sharing this, James. Last week, when one of the staff took 30 books to Bun Correctional, the lady came out with a cart.
Wow.
And she's like, 30 books? I'm grateful for that, but can y'all
She
bring
wanted
more?
some more, huh?
And so we're going to get some more books in their hands. But not only that, James, we're going to be going to Bun and training some volunteers to start facilitating some classes.
Right. Bun
So we
correction.
really super excited about our connection now with the inmates that we're going to get this book to them. So
And I understand you were at another event on Sunday.
on Sunday, yes.
You want to tell us about that one?
Crossroads Church. Actually, we was at one Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. What was it? Saturday. Crossroads Church. A friend of mine is a minister over there, and that was me and one of the staff. We had a picnic at the park Sunday, and they donated 60 books.
Wow.
Yeah, so Crossroads Church, their oneness group, Dr. Tony Jones heads that up,
Okay.
and he contacted me a couple of weeks ago and asked me would I be a speaker, and I said yes, and then of course I love to speak, so I'm not turn down the speaker.
Right.
And so we had fun, we ate a lot, and they donated, it was a handful of people, but they donated 60 books.
Wow.
And so I really appreciate Crossroads for what they did, and we're going to get those books into the handmaids. This reverse book signing is off the chart. It's really,
Yeah.
like I said, sometimes it's a good idea, and sometimes it's a God idea. And I think
these are God ideas.
it was a God idea.
Yeah.
So
Well, look here, Glenn. We are taking a little extra time. We took a little extra time to tell you about some things because we missed you last week.
Yes.
And this every week we're playing. If we don't tell you now, we're going to be playing catch up. So we want to go ahead and get it out there. Yes. And I know we didn't cover everything that we could have in terms of the information of what we've been doing.
Yes.
So we'll keep you posted. I know we gave 100 books. We met our goal last month.
Yes.
CLI, we dropped them off. There's a picture out there eventually for that one, but just wanted to move us right along.
Yes. Yes.
So let's change gears.
Let's change gears.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Our viewers, are you ready? Let's see some thumbs up or something on our chat. We're ready to rock and roll with this subject. This subject affects everybody. We've always had tests.
Yes.
In high school and elementary and junior high, even in college. I mean, you have exams and things like that, but we've always been tested, and that's a type of, that's a test.
Yes.
You go to the doctor and they want to do some tests.
Yes.
Find
out what ails you.
Yeah. Or if you're okay, so they want to look at your numbers.
Yes. Make sure that your blood pressure. Yeah.
Right. That's a test. We have all types of tests.
Yeah, all types of tests.
Now some tests we know about, and then there's some that we don't know about. You can be on the job, and I'm just going to throw this out. This doesn't happen here. You work 30 hours and you put down 40.
Yes.
That's a test. Somebody might have tested you, but we're not talking about that kind of test today either.
Right. Sometimes people set you up and leave money on the table and see if you're going to take it.
Yes.
Leave money, those are tests.
Those are tests.
And I've been tested several times when my mentor tested me and didn't know I was tested until after over with. It's like, that was a test.
There you go.
Sometimes I pass the test.
Right. Look, what? You'd be like, what?
What test? What test?
Yeah. So, but I'm moving on. So I just wanted to share that, there are all types of tests.
Right.
But this one particular issue, I believe we get tested on all the time.
On a regular basis.
All the time.
Yes.
And this one has to deal with anger.
Yes.
You hear about people having anger issues when they're driving.
Yes.
When they drive a car.
Road rage.
And at that point, those two individuals can do one of two things. One can just back off and leave it alone, or he can engage with that foolishness, and then get caught up.
Yes.
And sad to say, I got caught up with an incident about 2 weeks ago, and it just made me think, that was my opportunity. Sometimes the tests are given by God too,
Yes. Yeah.
Where
a lot of
the time, where we have to be able to say, okay, God, I'm turning this thing over to you. And I'm saying God because I serve a risen Savior, but if you have your own way of saying it, karma, whoever else,
higher power.
We let you do that too. But my point is, when those moments come, they can be devastating or they can be a non-event.
Yes.
And unfortunately for the devastating ones is when people start shooting, or even use their vehicle as a weapon at that point.
Yes.
So my point is, I'm not talking about totally road rage, but what is anger, Glenn? What
Anger really is a God-given emotion.
Okay.
God gave us this emotion. It came to part of us. What we do with it, though, is it could be devastating. It also could be a good thing because people move out of anger to change laws when there's injustice.
Right.
When people get angry enough and they get to the streets and protest, we've changed a lot of laws because of the injustice.
True.
And it angered people. And they said, we're going to do something about this. And they protested and they made changes.
Right.
So anger is a God-given emotion that we all have.
Okay.
The issue is, how do we manage it?
Right.
And sometimes if you mismanage anger,
it could be devastating. Like you said, the consequences could be devastating.
Absolutely.
It could be deadly. It could cause you a lot of pain.
Yes.
James, a few years ago, I was teaching a anger management class.
Mm-hmm.
And a dear friend of mine, I took her car to get it car washed.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did, get in the car, I'm driving back home, and I look over to look in the mirror, and the mirror is gone, completely gone.
It was.
And I know the mirror was in there.
You're washing your mirror.
I know the mirror was in there on the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I turn around and come back to the car dealership, and I said, the mirror is off my car.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, well, we didn't do it. I said, well, he had to, sir. And he goes and look inside of the place where it was, and there my mirror is.
On the ground.
Laying inside with water on it now because it got knocked off.
Right.
So this guy now, and I said, okay, so how are we going to fix this?
Mm-hmm.
Then he looks at it, he said, well, it looked like it had been tampered with because he looked on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a screw in it.
Right.
It was still there, but he looked on my side. He said, maybe it wasn't in there good because the other side had been tampered with. I said, what the other side got to do with this?
Yeah.
It came off in your place. You found it in your car wash.
Right.
So, anyway, we're going back and forth. And this is a little dude. I'm a big dude.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I'm looking around, and people starting to back away because they think I'm getting elevated.
Right.
I'm tight. As my dad would say. I'm getting tight.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to do something to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it dawned on me. Well, and I, who I am now, we get ready to go on vacation, and I realized, what, I don't want to go to jail today,
right,
for putting this guy hand into this. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? But then he gave me the phone number, but his attitude about it, and that was one incident, John, and another one. This time I'm in the middle of teaching anger management classes, and make a long story short, I rented a car, and the lady told me to have it back by a certain time, and I said, you could be closed. I rented it at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. My 48 hours is 6 o'clock the next afternoon.
Right.
Well, they closed at 4. So you told me I got to have it back by 4. I said, no, I paid for 48 hours. I have it back by 6. And so they understood. So they said, all right, have it back by 6. It's closing. So I go back and I have it back I get back by 5:30. I'll go pick up the next day to pick up my money. They charge me for another day.
Wow.
So I am furious. And so me and the guy go back and forth. And then I say, I need your manager's number. So he gave me the manager's number. And I'm going to my car. And I opened up the trunk. And when I did, I looked back and I saw them locking the door. Because they thought I was going to get something and come back.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? And I was angry. It was obvious that I was
elevated.
That my and I realized that I'm in the middle of an anger management class teaching people not how to deal with anger, and who I am now, not managing my anger very well.
Right.
And so, but we can be experts at anger management to some degree, but stuff still get under our skin.
It will.
And the issue is, how do you manage that?
Yes.
When those things happen, and your incident was a little different. So how do you, questions to the audience? How do you manage
your anger
when people really and you have a right to be angry? What stuff that was done to you, or whatever it was. So how do you handle that?
Yeah, because we see it all the time on Facebook or something, one of the social media platforms where somebody posted an incident at a store. They, for whatever reason,
right,
they brought all of that anger into the store,
yes.
Or something set them off. I don't always think that it's a planned thing. I think they just get caught up in the moment.
Yes. Well, what the definition of anger is? Anger is a normal emotion with a wide range of intensity, from mild irritation and frustration to rage. It is a reaction to a perceived threat to ourselves, our loved ones, our property, our self-image, or some part of our identity. Anger is a warning bell that something is wrong.
Okay.
And that's what the reference said the definition of anger is. And it pretty much says it has 3 components. One, when people get mad, you can actually see a physical
change
expressions in their face. I mean, your eyes get big,
Mhm.
your nose,
Yeah.
can spread. And different people have different, but there is a physical reaction to anger.
Yes.
There's also a cognitive expression of anger. Either, for example, on fire, you start thinking. That's why sometimes when you get angry, you really you start thinking. You can't shut it down, and that thing that made you mad, you just keep thinking about it over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
That's the cognitive reaction
Okay.
to anger, and the other one is the behavior. That's when the rage comes. That's when the throwing stuff comes.
Right.
That's when and in teaching anger management classes for years, it was the thing, and I know I gotta go, but I gotta tell this, Dave. So I'm sitting there at a anger management,
one of your classes.
One of the classes, and this lady called me and she said, "I wanted to talk to you about my anger," and I was like, "Okay." So several times she came to the office. And I'm sitting there talking to her, and she's like, I can't control my anger. And I said, okay, that's bull. But let's start out that way. She asked, what do you mean you can't control your anger? I get mad, I can't control it. And I said, so what happens? She said, I get so angry. And she said, I throw stuff, I just can't control it. And I said, what kind of work did you do?
Right.
And she said, I am a customer service rep. And I said, really? That's interesting. I said, so what do you do when people cuss you out on the phone? What do you do when they call your name?
Right.
I know how irate I get there.
Yeah.
When I'm calling Sprint and they haven't fixed something that needs to be fixed, or my bill is wrong, or I'm calling somebody that
you gotta,
I'm waiting for something to come, and then I know how irate, I know how angry, and I can get on the phone.
Right.
So I know what I do. So, and I asked her, what do you do when people cuss you out on the phone? And she said, I don't do nothing. I just hold the phone. But I said, why? She said, I don't want to lose my job.
Right.
Oh, I said, oh, okay.
So she exercised control.
Exactly. I said, so the consequences is, if you cuss your people out on your job, you're gonna lose your phone. So you don't have to control it. It's the consequences that make you control it.
Right.
If there's no consequences, then I have no control.
Right.
I said, what do you do, at home? She said, I get mad at my husband and I throw stuff at it. There ain't no consequences there. He allow you to get away with it. But at job, there's consequences. I can lose it. So when people tell me they can't have no control of their anger, number one, that's BS, number one. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
But you do have control over it.
Yes.
You choose not to control it.
Right.
And so we do have control of our anger, and we should.
Can I review those three
elements
that make up anger? So anger has three components, and they are your physical reaction. It's going to be a cognitive experience about the anger, and then your behavior. All three of those create that anger.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And there's a reaction to all three of them.
Yeah.
Again, your facial expression, whether you get angry and mad, and and then people nose spread, the eyes get big, and
right.
The whole physiology part changes, and then the cognitive is where you start really thinking about it, and you can't shut it down. A lot of people get really stressed out, and they can't sleep at night because they're so angry, and that anger then turns into bitterness and resentment and unforgiveness. All that stuff kind of. That's why, James, when we do our anger management class. I deal with two things before I get to the anger management.
Right.
We deal with unforgiveness and bitterness.
Yeah.
We deal with those two things before I get to the anger.
Those are the roots.
Those are the underlying stuff.
Those are the roots.
That makes you go from 0 to 10 in a split second. Because you got unforgiveness and bitterness and resentment, and somebody do something to you, you off the chain. That's the underlying stuff that makes you respond so quickly to anger.
So could we do this then? Could we make this our part one, dealing with our anger? And then part two, we can bring up ways of being able to
and actually next week we can talk about how do we deal with anger as it affects our kids.
Yes.
So we can bring the kids involved now.
Absolutely.
And really now you can really tie this into kind of COVID a little bit because we've all been angry with this stuff.
Yeah.
Why did it happen to us? Why did it happen to my family? Why did it happen to, my job? I lost my job, and we're angry because a lot of stuff happened that we have no control over.
Right.
And a lot of times, so this is a conversation that we need to have as a society.
Yes.
Especially now dealing with our kids, because right now the kids are suffering. So how do we manage anger in our kids?
Yeah. Because
how we respond to anger, our kids can respond the same way.
Yeah.
Because they see mom and dad doing
cussing
each other out.
Yes. Going to have to get a handle on it so that they can have the kids.
Because the kids are watching.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to discuss, and I know we kind of running out of time.
So let's do this for next week. Our subject then will be talking about managing anger, as well as how anger affects children.
Yes.
And then maybe a combination of what COVID has done to families.
Yes.
So it'll be impactful.
Yes.
A very filled up day next week.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about these.
We're going to talk about passive aggressive behavior.
Yes.
That is a part of anger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad or angry with you, but I won't tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be passive aggressive.
Yes.
That's you know what? That and sometimes
we've all experienced.
Oh God, we have experienced that, and I came up with a quote. A acquaintance of mine did some really grimy stuff to us one time, and it was out of revenge. Mm-hmm. And so he did some passive aggressive stuff out of revenge. Yeah. So I came up with what I was saying, that passive aggressive behavior sometimes is born out of revenge. Yeah. Because passive aggressive behavior sometimes masks itself in revenge. Yeah. Or revenge sometimes masks itself in passive aggressive behavior.
Yeah. It's interchangeable.
Because it's the behavior, the revenge is there. So I'm not telling you I'm going to get you, but I just do this passive stuff.
I'm going to get you though.
I'm going to get you. So revenge sometimes is masked. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's hidden in passive aggressive behavior, and that may be even the third. But we're going to talk about what passive aggressive behavior look like. Sure. And what revenge is the hidden message. I'm mad with you. I'm going to get you back. Right. But I'm going to do it in a very passive way. Yes. But it's still anger.
Absolutely. So we want you to stay tuned. Next week, we're going to talk about anger some more, ways of managing it, as well as how it affects our children.
Yes.
How it works.
And how we could bring some devastating, and also devastating effects in our lives. But this is the last Thursday before Father's Day. Yep. Sunday is actually Father's Day. And I want to wish all the fathers out there in our radio land, as old folks say.
Absolutely.
And now the internet land. Happy Father's Day. Please be careful this weekend. But also love your family. If you go out to eat, call your son, call your daughter. Even those those that you claim and those that you don't claim. But anyway, call your son and daughter.
Oh yeah.
And I know you're the father, but you reach out to them as well. Mm-hmm. And I just want everybody to stay safe and have fun this Father's weekend. And we want to encourage all the fathers to continue to do what God has called us to do as fathers.
Happy Father's Day. That's going to be another subject.
That's
another subject.
Yes.
What God has called us to do.
Yes.
Boy, that's going to be a good
And He
one.
shared His name with us.
Yes.
He's called Father. He calls us Father. Mm-hmm. That is a special thing for God.
Absolutely.
But it's also an awesome responsibility. And we have to, that's why we call our curriculum the joys and responsibilities of fatherhood.
There you go.
Because there's a lot of joy there to being a father, but there's also a lot of responsibility, and we have to have both. You cannot walk away from your responsibility as a father.
Never.
But you also can enjoy the moments of being a father.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I could preach for y'all till Jesus come back, but we're not gonna.
All right. Well, we're going to let you all relieve you of your seats there. And we will catch you next week.
We'll see you next week, and we got some exciting. please tell your friends and tell your. I'll go back and listen to this if you're working, and share it on your Facebook page, because we want the words to get out that Father Forever, what we're doing in the community and what we're trying to do, not just for Father, but community as a whole.
Yes.
And these are subjects that affect all of us.
Yes.
And we want to really be out there to help.
All right. Our commercial is going to run.
Oh, cool.
We're going to say goodbye, and we'll see you next Thursday. Please bring your comments with you.
Yes. Here's 3 ways you can support our Dads at a Distance initiative. Give a copy to a family member, our friend. Donate monthly, a book monthly, 5 books monthly, how many books you want to do monthly donation. Reverse book signing, your church, your business. You can make a donation go to our website at www.afatherforever.com and go to our PayPal at Fathers Forever. Our Cash App is $Fathers Forever. Make your donation today. Please include in the note section, include DAAD. Again, include in the note section DAAD.
If you or someone you know would like to be a part of the show, please visit our website at www.afatherforever.com or call us at 919-779-9905. The Chat and Chew podcast streams Thursdays at 12 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook. To schedule a reverse book signing or to find out more information about how you can become a part of the programs you heard us mention today, please be sure to stop by our website as well.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Father Forever University. My name is Glenn Warren, and I will be your instructor. Father Forever University is a remote learning experience where we take our 12-week class, and we meet here every Thursday night from 6 until 7, and we talk about fatherhood. We talk about domestic violence. We talk about where your child support money is going. We teach classes about fatherhood and how important it is to be in your child's life. So these 12 weeks is going to be very important for you guys to understand and the concept of fatherhood and what we're trying to teach you. Father Forever University is broken down into 12 weeks, and you can start at any time during those 12 weeks. The key to it is finishing those 12 weeks. Every lesson is in lecture format, where you listen to that lecture, and then on Thursday nights, we discuss that lecture. The Thursday night discussion is where your homework will be due. Part of your homework assignment every Thursday night is to, 1, we're going to ask you the question, what did you learn? And the second question, how am I going to apply what I learned? We also have specific assignments for each lesson in the notes below. This has been an introduction into Father Forever University. Now let's get started in lesson 1.